Hello, hello. Good morning and welcome to Thursday, the 26th of March. As you may have guessed, I'm just waiting for the thing to do its thing, and I think I might have fixed the comments problem. So please message if I am still live, and hopefully I will be able to get it. I did do a little bit of an investigation the other day via the chatbot, and it was actually quite helpful. So let's just see if it was that helpful. All right, so this morning we have the moon in Cancer. It moved in there last night at 9:30 p.m. And I've written that emotions flow freely. And I really believe that one for today. I think it could be a very healing opportunity. But the fact that we've got the moon in Cancer moving towards that conjunction to Jupiter, which is midnight, all right? So all day that moon is going to be moving towards bigger, better, wiser options. But again, it's going to inflate everything. Think of Jupiter, the big gas giant. It's just going to make everything that much larger than life. Now, in addition to that, we have Venus heading for her conjunction to Chiron. All right, now that is at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. All right, so again, very strong, but Venus in Aries in detriment. All right, remember, she's not quite comfortable with that armor on. She feels a little bit burdened and weighed down, but we are clever and we wear lamb's wool underneath our armor so we don't get chafed. And moving towards Chiron, we are also brave and courageous, and even though it's scary, you are brave. All right, so now that's all the Aries stuff. But when I was thinking about it, I'm like, so we've had the sun and its new Neptune cycle, okay? So that is us moving towards this brave new spiritual reality, or trying to heat away the fog, if maybe you can sort of look at it that way. Add some heat to diffuse the confusion. All right, and then we had that sun Saturn. Man, some of these lessons are hard, you know. But one thing I have seen with Saturn in Aries is everybody's getting fit. Oh my God, good on you if you are making the effort. Look, I've made the effort. I've been consistent since January 1st, and I can definitely see the rewards for my effort. But as I'm looking around and listening to my friends and people that I know, I'm seeing them going to the gym, cutting out bad habits. You're making that disciplined effort. So congratulations if that is you. Well done. All right, so back to now. The sun formed its sextile to Pluto this morning at 5 a.m. I think this might be just the clarity and reality of the situation. You know, there have been some pretty harsh lessons. You know, I know for myself, I've had quite a few Plutonic, and remember Saturn used to be the lord of passing and time finishing. So I've had both of those experiences this week. So, you know, compassion, love, kindness, empathy, humanity, you know, all of those things are very relevant at night. And look, I'm having hot flush. Whew. Okay, so yeah, all right. Let me just click the button because it doesn't look like it's working. I thought it was going to, and it's not. Good morning, Cara. Oh, okay, no worries. Good morning, Louise. Hello, Kath. Pinch of salt this morning in my zucchini and walnut cake. Good morning, DG. Christy, how are you? Good morning, Sean. Hello, Deborah. You're awake. Good morning, Steph. Waving to you. Hello, Robin, and good morning, Jess. How are you? So nice to see you all. All right, so let's have a quick look at the words. I know I sort of alluded to them, but emotions flow freely. Venus is just about to confront her biggest fear/wound, and it could all feel a bit much for us. What this really needs is forgiveness, compassion, and a good dose of honest conversation. That way, everybody is clear that the situation needs to be resolved and the floor is open for sharing. All right, so definitely, you know, push those boundaries today if you can, compassionately. All right, we don't want to be doing, you know, the Aries, I'm going to poke you with my sword if you don't do what I want, because that could be deadly. But so if we are looking for All right, actually, I'll read the quote because, Cara, you were like, oh, the quote. All right, I'm going to read another quote. Lack of communication ruins everything because instead of knowing how the other person is feeling, we just assume. All right, and that word assume, it makes an ass out of me and you. I heard that years ago. I love that one. But yeah, so communication, it's so tricky because, especially Cancer Moon, family of origin, ancestry. If you got brought up in a household where they didn't share their feelings freely or it wasn't safe for you to express yourself, then you're going to be continually up against that. So here you are as a wise adult going, actually, this situation is no longer serving me and some honesty needs to come from this. So I hope you have that. Now, let's look at the moon. All right, so at 2 p.m., we have got the moon in Cancer trine Mercury in Pisces, now off the North Node and starting to move. So there we go, communication has started, but it is moving towards that Mars. So this is where another one where open and honest conversation comes into it. So it's not frustrated and aggressive, all right? We need to take a big deep breath, calm and center, Mercury in Pisces, reconnecting with your center, and just speak words, all right? Neptune in Aries, Mars in Pisces, Sun in Aries, like just find that Zen place. All right, so at 12:30, I did this one backwards. Anyway, at 12:30, we've got the moon trine the North Node, all right? So there is an easy flow with moving ahead, all right? So maybe if we make that choice, then when it comes to the 2 o'clock, then we can have the conversation. All right, now after 11, that is when the moon starts to conjunct Jupiter. Again, it's only starting at that time. So it's not going to be, because it finishes at midnight, I wouldn't say that Jupiter influence is extremely strong until maybe 6-ish, you know what I mean? Like that's when it's really starting to inflate things. And then after 4, the moon starts to trine Mars. Okay, so Mars in Pisces, moon in Cancer. Again, I just really feel like there is so much opportunity. Do you have a conversation with a family member or someone that you genuinely love and nurture, or, someone that you want to protect? Think of that crab. He just goes sideways going, I will fuck you up if you get too close to the people that I love. But actually, even in saying that, there is that story of if you put crabs in a bucket and one tries to escape, then the crabs that are in there will pull that crab continually back. So is that like your family? They don't want you to be bigger and better than what you are now, because then that would show them up, potentially. When you change, people don't like that because then they have to change. All right, so there's also that. And that's pretty much it, guys. Like, I feel like it's a nice day, but again, the Sun Pluto has given you the opportunity for the truth and clarity to arise, remembering that Pluto is also the Lord of wisdom or riches. So, I always talk about those old hurts that become pearls of wisdom, the pressure in the darkness, which is, what we do to ourselves on the inside, eventually creates diamonds. The filtering down of ideas becomes veins of gold. All right, so there's a lot of beautiful benefits. But yeah, definitely family of origin stuff today, having conversations and dealing with those wounds. Because yeah, like I said, Venus conjunct Chiron, 9:30 a.m. tomorrow. So, but yeah, and look, throughout all of this, Mercury trine Jupiter. I just love it. I just feel like even though this is a tricky, potentially scary place to be, we can always find that, that spiritual space in our head that keeps us calm. I remember ages ago when I used to do the Saturday ones, and I would also always say, go to that place within your mind. Like mine's a library. I've got a special library. I can go there and I can just be in the space. All right, so Mercury trine Jupiter, Jupiter in Cancer, Mercury in Pisces, I feel like it's just the same thing. Create a space within yourself that is where you are the most protected. All right, so this is what you can do for yourself. All right, so it's all about your mind. Everybody knows that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I will click the button again. Ba, ba, ba. Oh my God, Jessica, I love you. Happy birthday. You have got a Cancer moon for the year. That's so nice. Hanging out with family. I love that. Can you summarize? It went over my head. Okay, so, all right, around 12:30, all right, so moon in Cancer, we're looking at comfort or nurturing, family of origin, our actual home. Deb, this will be good. This will be good for you. So after 12:30 or at 12:30, there is an opportunity to move into that future direction, right? There's the nodes, all right? At 2, there is a good opportunity for conversation, all right? So moon in Cancer, maybe around the home, trine Mercury, I'm going to have a chat about these beliefs that I have. So again, you know, make sure that you are emitting the right belief system. And then after 11, you know, it just becomes juicier, and there is luck, but again, it could overinflate things as well. So just be aware of that. And then after 4, Mars. So depending on, was that a good enough summary? I hope that fit for you, Deb. Yeah, just say between 12 and 2:30 is great for conversations. To summarize it, even smaller than that. And yeah, I'm going to log off now. So I'm going to go and do some cleaning. So tomorrow morning, I'm actually going to probably do it early. So if you want to jump on tomorrow morning, it's going to be about 7 because I've got to be here at 8 for driving. So yeah, so I will see you guys tomorrow morning. Mwah! Have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you soon.